Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So when we try to look back the revision on geometry, this learning area actually we need to understand the about the angles, about the how we find the area, how we find the parameters, how we find the surface area, and how we find the volume for some 3D shape. Let's say we have this prism, non-prism. Let's say we have cylinder, we have pyramid, cone, and sphere. So there are some basic thing or basic knowledge we need to learn the base area. While we need to when we need to find the base area, right? The base area we need to find. That means at least we need to understand how we find out the 2D shape. Okay, the area of 2D shape. So we need to focus lah. Try to conquer this one area for this 2D shape. So actually there are four. Okay, four formula you can try to understand it and remember it. The triangle, I think you understand already. So make sure for each product okay, each product for the dimension, they must be perpendicular to themselves. Okay, let's say we have base and height, they must perpendicular. Okay, and then this one also, base and height also need to perpendicular to each other. With the product of two diagonals also, okay, the product of two diagonals, make sure they are perpendicular to each other. So make sure when you try to find the area, right, when you use the number, the value or of the size, make sure we compare the both two sides, or make sure it's perpendicular to itself. Okay, so let's say we have this another one. Okay, the sum of parallel sides, we need to write ensure that they are parallel so that we can use the sum, and the height, make sure it's perpendicular. So that's why we have this one, the formula. And then for the circle, okay, for this one you need to understand how to find the area, how to find the this one circumference, okay, and then the arc, okay, the arc of a circle, okay, and then another the sector, the area of sector. And also these four things, you need to try to understand it. Okay, but for formula you just need to understand these two only lah, enough already, because this one actually we can try to remember, okay, by uh cutting or cut their parts, okay. So using a fraction, so we can understand the knowledge of fraction. So total we have 360 degree. So how many degree we can, how many portion we need. Okay, so that's the ideas to find the arc length and the area sector. So this one you can try to memorize for circumference, area, circle. So don't confuse these two. Okay, sometimes when we try to circumference, I got some student write down pi r square. If we need to find the area of circle, sometimes some student write down 2 pi r. I don't know why. Okay, but remember, if 2 pi r means for circumference only, for the whole circle, if you want to find the semicircle, make sure you need to divide it 2. Okay, and then the area of circle also, if they want to find the semicircle, make sure divided by 2, because of half, right? Okay, so we continue about the 3D, three dimension. Okay, so there are three formula we can try to understand it. The first one is with the cross section area, the prism with the cross section area, we will announce as a base area lah, as a base. This is a cross section area as a base. This one actually is cross section area also, as section area. Okay, the base area where we try to stand up there, stand up and get them this part as a base, so we can see the cross section area. We're getting out parallelly, and then we need to times height, how high is this. Okay, so the height also need to perpendicular to the base area also. Okay, so cannot be slanted or slant height. Okay, and then for the cylinder also, cylinder you can still use this formula. Base area is a circle, right? The base is a circle, so you try to use a pi r square times height. So actually we just need to memorize this one, volume equal to base area times height. Base area is maybe we can find out from 2D shape, and then we times another dimension is its height. So use this learning and remember enough. No need to memorize or two more this one formula. Okay, so we have volume. This one is another one. This one we call apex, right? I don't know whether in textbook we have this one called apex. So there's a one vertices, one vertex. Okay, vertex opposite to base area, the base. Okay, so after when we try to see, so we can use the 1 over 3, 1 over 3 and times base area and times height. 1 over 3 times base area times height. This one very important. Okay, so we can try to memorize this one, still have the same basic, right? We just add on times 1 over 3. If lower is base, but suddenly will become smaller until the vertex. There's a vertex here. There's a apex. Okay, so that's one we can recall. We can use this 1 over 3 times base area times height. So another one, the sphere. Okay, the volume of sphere. We can use this one, the concept of cross section area. Okay, times r, where the r is the deep, the deeps. Okay, how deep it is. So all the surface, how deep it is until attached to a circle at the center of the sphere. So this one actually is a, maybe you can call the height also, but this height is become toward the center. Okay, so we can also try to use this. This one we call cross section area also. Well, the first surface of sphere, surface area of sphere actually is 4 pi r square, and because this also have a concept of volume, which is the non-prism for the apex one, because the center is just one point only. So we also can try to apply this one. So we have 1 over 3 times cross-section area times r. So in general, if you don't understand this one, you still can try to remember this one. 4 over 3 actually is 4 over 3 by r cube. While in 4 over 3 pi r cube, we have cross-section area, which is the surface area of the sphere, 4 pi r square. 4 times of pi r square, 4 times of area. Okay, so this one you can try to remember. For the volume, you can try to remember 3 formula. One is this, and then after we can try to extend the 1 over 3, or for this another one is the sphere. Enough, 3 formula, no need to memorize more and more. Okay, the second one we try to understand is the surface area. Okay, right, because there are some surface area we need to understand. We need to try to calculate one by one. So for the cuboid, for the prism, for the right prism, okay, you understand already, so I don't think we need to repeat. So you can count one by one the face of each surface. Okay, how long, not how long, how big this area. And then the surface area for cylinder, we have two parts. One is the circle, the flat one, and then the curved one. Okay, the curved one, you need to try to understand it. While when we try to open the net, open the net, right? So we remember that this one is 2 pi r, is around a circle. So you use 2 pi r and times h the height. So you can understand like this, and then you don't need to memorize more and more. Okay? Okay, so you understand the basic things. So you don't need to memorize and then try to look back to the formula. Okay, no need. So that's my style lah. I try to let student understand, and no need to memorize two more things. Okay, except there are some important you need to memorize, you can try to memorize. So the surface area for a cone, okay, actually you need to focus on this one, the curve shape. The curve shape actually there's a concept like that. Just maybe I already told you that already. So actually this one, the round, this one is a sector. Okay, we need to find the sector, right? The sector is over a whole term. So the sector actually is come from this one 2 pi r, no 2 pi r, 2 pi r for the this, where this from here to here actually is a cover. It belong to the circle, the circumference of circle. So when we try to use this one, we can try to check okay, the parts. Okay, so this arc is the length of arc. Try to length of arc, length of arc over circumference of this circle, circumference of circle, and then we use a per square because the area, right? But this one we just counted as the what we think this one is a what uh the part of the portion that we need. Okay, the portion we can use this one, the fraction. Okay, length of arc for the length of arc over the circumference of whole turns. Okay, so when length of arc actually is come from by 2 by r, while the circumference is 2 by h, or let's say we have the s, not h, s, we don't say it's a h. Okay, so s, I use s, or l, sometimes we use l, the slant height. Okay, so 2 by s, 2 by r over 2 by x, and then we times by r square. So how come we have the simplest form? So just say we can try to simplify. Okay, and then how come with this maybe I already wrong side already. I try 1 2 3 times 1 over 2. Sorry, it's not by r square. This one is by, because the area is s, right? By s square actually. Okay, sometimes I already confused. Okay, so 2 by r over 2 by x times by s square, because this one area is based on the big cone, this curve, this one the net. Okay, so the radius actually is x, the slant height. So after we try to simplify, we already have r here, pi s, so that's why we have by rs. Okay, so this one maybe you can try to see again. Okay, so you can try to look at, and then I told you to you need to if possible you try to do a mind map, right, or notes or short note. How mind map you can do it, so you can try to do like that lah, geometry. So we have 2D shape, right? 2D shape. So how so far what 2D shape you learn? We have a triangle, we have a quadrilateral, maybe a triangle, quadrilateral. Yeah, sometimes or some part of quadrilateral, right? So they are square, they are rectangle, maybe they are similar things. And then the parallelogram, okay, the kite, and then last one is a trapezium. Okay, where the rhombus, sometimes we can include inside this one, because rhombus, they have a similar types of similar geometrical properties with this parallelogram and the kite. So sometimes we can use a formula of area, formula for area of kite to count the rhombus. Okay, so we also have a circle, the circle. So after 2D we can relate with 3D, where the cross section area we need to count again lah. The cross section area, so we need to see one by one. While the 3D about the volume, we can try to relate. For this, maybe you have a specific one. The sphere is 4 over 3 by r cube. You can try to put some the formula you need to memorize okay into it. Okay, and then there are some things, if we have the cross section area, no, the base, sometimes we have the dot apex here. So what's the formula? 1 over 3 times cross section area times height. And last one is we have a cross section area, right? Okay, so the base is a cross section area. Okay, so we just use cross section area, cross section area times height, like that. Enough. Okay, so where the cross section area is based on the learning, the knowledge that we learn to find the area. Okay, from these the parts of, we have triangle, maybe a circle, maybe we have the other parallelograms, other quadrilateral types. Okay, so we can use it. Okay, so for geometry, this is to find the area and volume lah, and perimeter, so on. So another one, we also need to understand about the angles. The angles actually we chapter 8, chapter 9 we also learn already, right? So we can try to explore it and do try to arrange it. And then we also have the about polygon. Yeah, some regular polygon, sometimes we call regular polygon. We need to identify the total interior angles, how to find the exterior angles, how to find the exterior angles. So the total exterior angle actually is always 360. So this one you need to understand it. Total exterior angle. This one we call total. Just I think we already learned this one. This one sigma we call total. Total the sum of exterior angle. Okay, total exterior angle. So total interior angle we can call like this. Total interior angle. So we use formula 180 n times 2 n minus 2, right? This one. When regular, we need to divide it by how many side we have. Okay, so here is some things angle, about angles, and about the shape, perimeter, area, volume of the measurement. So about angle and measurement. So geometry is about that. So in this part, we just learned about it, revise about this first, and then we also have another part of transformation, and then coordinate. We also classify in this geometry part, but this one we will learn in another revise in another session. So okay. So after that, you can try to do the exercise. Okay, the exercise that I gave you, you have two types of. One is the 10 question in PPT form. Another one is no summers. No summers, we have chapter 4, chapter 5, chapter 6. You also can try to do it. Okay, so after trying to do it, you can check the answer. Chapter 4 and chapter 5, I think I already upload some question already. And then you can try it. And chapter 4, I also already do the live, I think not the live session, do a session in YouTube, so you can try to see. But there are some questions I use too much time to answer it, because sometimes my mind is not too sharp. Okay, when see some things, we need to have a sensitivity to see something very sharp. You can try to find the answer. So that one you can practice lah. Okay, so that's all for today. Okay, hope that you can enjoy the answering the question. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much.